all of these videos about how to make $1,000 in a day, with this ChatGPT prompt, just put it in there and you get infinite money. It's like free money, that's how it works, It's all marketing gimmick, marketing crap made for a bunch of normies. Okay, it's to take your ad revenue, like, oh, look here, oh yeah, thanks for the ad revenue, idiot. It's not gonna work. What I'm gonna tell you today is the realistic way of making money online. I've personally made 6 figures with this formula. And really, it's 2 ways, but the first way segues into the second. Although you can start from the second if you'd like. And the second's where I made my real money, right? And it's easy, relatively speaking, in business. There's no such thing as, I hate to burst some people's bubble, but there's no such thing as, like, ChatGPT probably make $1,000. That stuff doesn't come by often, okay? If you want to make money, you have to work a little bit, all right? So, me personally, I didn't have this massive buffer to start. I don't come from money. Okay, I've lived in quite a few places in the past few years. I'd say 6 or more. Don't remember. And I've been trying for a very long time to, get this business stuff going, right? Since I was 12. I'm 17 now. I know I look like a grown man because I am a grown man. But, since I was 12, I just been trying. No, I had the sneaker business. I had these SpongeBob shoes I made. No. One day on this channel, I'll show those. I think I still have a picture somewhere. Now, I'm trying to make these SpongeBob shoes, and, I spent all my money on the Air Forces and the Angelus paint, the GameCube controllers. I was trying to paracord GameCube controllers to make money. The first set I broke the GameCube controller by, stripping the wire when I was trying to paracord it. And then the second one, I ended up destroying the solder pad for the wire for the GameCube controller to work. So I broke both the GameCube controllers. Those cost like $30 each. I only had like $100 net worth. That's all I had to my name. I didn't get this massive, oh, well, here's although I like Donald Trump, a small loan of $1 million. I didn't have that. My starting investment was into this whole business that ended up making me 6 figures was really about $50, and then a few weeks in, I got a loan of $1,000, which I repaid very quickly. But the first few weeks, I made my first few thousand just off the $50. Okay, so I think my trajectory still would have been very nicely, even without the $1,000 loan, but it did help, get things moving a bit quicker. But still, I was in the thousands just off the $50 investment. $50. Okay, I'm sure you have $50. You say, well, I don't have $50. How much do your shoes cost? I know most of you are going to have shoes that cost at least $100. Okay, you don't need a lot of money to start a business. And they don't want you to have money. Okay, what they want is for you to be a little slave who has no money and is just, this mind-controlled zombie. Oh, yes, I'll do whatever you say. You need to break free from that. Okay? Call it whatever you want. I call it the NWO. Conspiracy theorists, it's true. Anyways, so the first way, the way it all started, this business that ended up making me 6 figures, how it started was me going to thrift stores. And this is truthfully, if I needed $500 or my left testicle would get chomped off by an alligator, I would go to thrift stores. Because it's so easy. It's literally, a brain dead retard can make money going to thrift stores. You just need to put in a little bit of effort, okay? So, of course, I know some of you are like, well, I don't have a car, I can't get there. Try to get your parents to take you. If not, try to walk there if that's a possibility. But the second way doesn't require a car. It's just the first way makes it really easy to segue into the next way. So, stay here because you're going to learn some stuff that's going to be important for the second way either, in any case, even if you can't get to the thrift stores. Anyways, when you go to the thrift store, if you want the really autistically easy way of doing it, just go to the DVD and video game section. Get your phone out. I have a prop for my phone addiction video. This old, the illegal immigrant special, a ZTE with, cracks. I don't even know whose phone this is. I just found it. I was looking for my old iPhone, but I just found this in the storage. Construction illegal immigrant worker special. But you just get your phone, you get the game. Do I have a? Actually, I should have been more prepared. But anyways, you get your game, you hold it out. And then you scan it. You go on eBay, the app, and you go to search bar and you click on it's gonna be like a barcode thing, like camera thing. And you scan the barcode and you get a bunch of listings that come up. Now, you want to open up the right side, swipe, go down, and go to sold items. Click on that. And it's going to show you what items have actually sold for that product that you've looked up. And then you're going to see how much it's worth. And don't be one of these retards who fall for the, the thing where it's like, well, it sells for $10 on eBay and it's it's like $2 in the thrift store, so I make $8. Don't forget about shipping. Don't forget about fees. Shipping domestically is always going to cost $3.80 to $4.50. I've never seen it. Well, I think I've seen $4.75, but it's never going to get out of that range. $3.80 to $4.75. Never going to get out of that range. So that's your shipping cost. Say like $5. Okay, just to have a nice little buffer there. $5 for a DVD or video game to ship. And then remember, fees are going to be like 12%, so you factor that in. And then after you do all that math, you should be left with, don't buy it unless you get $5 profit at the very least. At the very least. And also factor in how fast it sells. So the way you do that is you want to pay attention to the amount of items that are available. So when you first search the thing on the eBay app with the barcode, you want to look at how many items are currently listed. And then when you go to the sold items, you want to look at how many items are currently are sold. If there's a lot more items listed than are sold, that means it sells pretty slowly. So you should probably look for a higher profit. Now, if it's in the middle, it's kind of even, then it sells okay. You can go for the $5 profit. But if the sold items are way higher than the listed items, it's going to sell really fast. That's a very reductionist way of putting it. That's simple. Okay, we don't need to become the Steven Seagals of eBay product research. So, of course, you can go to other categories. Toys are pretty good. In fact, toys are actually really good. CDs, if you find some rare ones, always be on the lookout. I'll go over that a little bit more in a few minutes, but always look out for rare stuff, like rare CDs. Those can sell for a lot. Clothing's gonna take some time to go over, but once you get good at clothing, every single time you go to the thrift store, you're gonna make minimum $50, because there's gonna be times where you really go and there's no DVDs and video games. It's gonna suck. But clothing, they always have clothing. They have hundreds and hundreds of pieces of clothing. Always. And usually, to be honest, they have DVDs and video games that will sell, but clothing is always. Never are they without clothing. Another thing that they're almost never without is dual players. So it's these, it's a VCR and DVD combo, or a CD and DVD combo in one unit. And these go for a lot. They can go for like 70 to 150, maybe even more. Sure, you can't really test them that well unless because my old thrift store used to have this little section with the outlet and the TV so they could test the stuff, which was really cool. But if you could test it, great. If it works, then you got it. Shipping is going to cost like $30, but remember, you're selling it for a very good amount. And even if it is broken, you could still sell it for parts for a decent amount. Other electronics, those sell pretty well. To be honest, even antiques, like even stuff I wouldn't bother, like sofas, even chairs, you can go for those and sell them on Facebook Marketplace. Like the bowls, like antique bowls or whatever. I mean, people sell a lot of stuff from thrift stores. I mean, really, when you become a professional, a true professional, you're really just going throughout the whole entire thrift store. And when you're like that, I mean, making a few $100s a trip is going to be so easy. If it's a bigger thrift store, it's a very small one, then okay, yeah, it's going to be a bit more difficult. But if it's one of those big ones, and you're looking at clothing, looking at dual players, looking at toys, looking at CDs, that is going to be, and it takes some learning. But to be honest, relative to other things, it's not that hard. Okay, there's much harder stuff you can do. Once you're at that stage where you can just go throughout the whole entire place, you're going to be making good money. Believe me. So, now let's go over to the back. I was talking about the CDs and how those are rare. There's also must-buys within the DVD and video game realm. And the reason why I go to DVDs and video games again, because those are the easiest. Okay, those are the easiest. You're a mentally brain-dead retard, go to the DVD and video game section. Okay, that's the best way of going about it. Simple. Then, over time, you can learn about the other stuff. Mario games. Okay, if you see a Mario game and you don't buy it, assuming it's not one of those things, and by the way, if your thrift store, this is how you tell if your thrift store is probably not good for reselling. If they have this case container with a lock with video games in it, because that means they're probably parting out all the stuff that's, good. And sometimes it's overpriced because they just see, whoa, it's a video game, so it must be $20. But on eBay, it's like 15. But they're just trying to prevent getting resold from. So if it's like that, then it's like, well, still take a look, but don't put too much faith in it. But yeah, Mario games. If you see a Mario game for $2 and you don't buy it, my blank expression is all I can give you, because they are literally the most... Think of the best possible item you could sell on eBay consistently. Those are Mario games. They sell so quick and they sell for a good amount. It's always $20 to $50. Always, sometimes even more. Like, I think Super Mario 64 is like $80 or $70 now. They sell for a lot, bro. And they sell really quickly. Very high demand. If you see a Mario game, most of the time you don't even bother on looking it up. You just throw it in the cart. Yep, Mario game, mine. That's how it is. Seriously, I've never passed up a Mario game. They're always good buys. Always. Now, also, don't fall for the trap of only getting popular, like, video games and popular DVDs, because this is what a lot of dumb people do, right? They go into the thrift store and like, well, it's The Little Mermaid on DVD. It must sell for a lot. It's The Little Mermaid. No, that's not how it works. Usually Obscure does better, because The Little Mermaid, that's a mass-produced thing that people can get online now. I mean, The Little Mermaid's like $9 on eBay. No one cares. Now, if you can get like a Blu-ray special edition with a bunch of like the DVD set, then yeah, you could probably get a good amount for those. You still have to look it up. Again, remember, scan things. Your first few trips, you should be scanning and looking up everything. Scan, look up, scan, look up, scan, look up, and then eventually you're going to get good at it, right? It takes time to develop these skills. But I'll give you an example of something obscure. Like, I had these, and by the way, always get new and sealed. Always pay more attention to new and sealed DVDs. But this is a new and sealed DVD I found. And it was this old, it was like this workout DVD for like stretches. Like, the girl was doing this pose, like this yoga pose. And it was like for old ladies, like middle-aged, housewives that are divorced. And it sold for $50, new and sealed. And there was 2 of them at the thrift store. So I bought both. I sold for both for $100, 50 a pop. Got them for $1.50 each. Some middle-aged woman on the cover stretching. Okay, obscure DVDs usually do well. And there was like this conspiracy theory DVD. It was about 9/11, I think. And I can't get too far into that topic because YouTube doesn't like it. But it was this DVD. It was like this eagle on the front. And it was sold for $25. I got it for $1.50. Now, most people look at it like, what the hell is that? No one's going to buy that. And then look away. That's stupid. Don't be stupid. Pay more attention to obscure things. And the same thing goes for video games. And also, do some research. Okay? Because some video games and some DVDs sell for a crap ton. There's this PS2 game called DBZ Budokai Tekken 3. Something like that. Sells for like 100 plus. PS2 game. There's NCAA Football 14. That sells for, I don't know if it's gone down, because I heard there's a new like NCAA football game coming out. But when I was doing my thrift store trips, that game was worth like 75. Keeping up with inflation, it's probably like 100. Yeah, that's how bad inflation is. Like $100 now, unless it's gone down. And also, as a rule of thumb, sports games usually suck. Okay, 99% of the time, sports games are terrible. Okay, like MLB The Show 13, you're gonna get like $9 on eBay for that. Sports games are only ever valuable when they're rare, and most of them aren't rare. Okay, they're valuable when they're rare, or they are brand new. So like MLB The Show 24, whichever one the show one, that one's gonna be worth a decent amount. Like MLB The Show 20, no one cares. No one's gonna. I mean, some people are gonna buy it, but it's gonna be cheap. Okay. So, and of course, it doesn't apply to things like Mario sports games, because they'll sell for a lot. I mean, like mainline, like 2K, NCAA, Madden, PGA Tour, that type of stuff. The mainline sports games. But even then, like I said, be on the lookout for gems. I think there's NCAA College Basketball 2K3 on GameCube. That sells for like $100. Jay Williams. The bald, black guy that tore his ACL. He was on the Bulls. Or he got injured in a motorcycle. I don't know. I forgot. Motorcycle accident. Career got changed. I think his name's Jay Williams. He's on the cover. I think he played for Duke. Or Kentucky. I don't know. I don't care. All I know is when I see if I saw it, I would recognize it. And I would buy it. That's all that matters. So the money is all that matters. You don't need to know Jay Williams' whole entire life story. Although I do know he was on that one TV show. It's like he was with all these kids. Like, they were like poor area, whatever. So you may be wondering, well, what about testing the video games? I have this game, but I don't have a console to test it. And you really have two choices here. You either get the consoles, which are going to cost a pretty decent amount, to be honest. Getting like a GameCube. Well, you actually don't buy a GameCube. Buying a GameCube for testing purposes is stupid. I'll tell you why later. N64, SNES, NES. If you find those, to be honest, I never found those type of games when I went to the thrift store, but some thrift stores have those type of games. What else? Like a PlayStation, PS2, PS3. You can either get all the consoles, and the best console to get for testing, if you only can get one console for testing games, get a Wii. Because a Wii can play, a backwards compatible Wii, because those Wiis can play Wii games, and GameCube games. And those are really those are the Mario games, those are the games you're going to see the most. Those games that's like the best you can get. Okay? And as for the other consoles, you can either get those or you can YOLO it. Just, get the disc and, look at the back and be like, well, it probably works. I'm not responsible for any listings that end up getting returned. Okay? Now, as far as listing goes, which segues pretty nicely into the next thing we have to talk about, you aren't a retard, okay? I don't have my desktop set up here. I think me just going over how to list things is pretty dumb. You can Google how to list on, or YouTube, how to list on YouTube. How to list on eBay, excuse me. But you can just copy listings, to be honest. You go to sold listings, look for those listings where people are selling like 50 copies of the same game. Like, they're the professionals of selling Super Smash Bros. Sell one like this, click on it, boom. Your job's basically done. Just post your pictures. And for pictures, don't be a retard. Just get a light, take pictures of the thing back and forth. And then the back of the disc, the front of the disc, and the manual if you have it. It's very simple. And obviously, if it's new and sealed, it sells for more. If it has the manual, it sells for more. Special editions sell for more. I mean, this is obvious stuff, right? And as far as shipping goes, don't be scared. Okay, I know a lot of people are like, well, what do I do when I sell it? Oh my god. And I was kind of like this too. It's like, oh no, I gotta ship the item? How's that gonna work? What if something goes wrong? What if this? What if that? It's really not that bad. I mean, just go on eBay, you put in the package information, you get like these, you get poly mailers. You get bubble wrap separately. That's cheaper than getting these bubble mailers. Poly mailers are like these bags, like these I don't know what the hell to call them. They're thin bags, and you put bubble wrap around the thing and you put it inside. Works well. And if you're just starting out, you can go to Walmart and get some bubble mailers, but that's not a realistic long-term solution because that's going to cost way too much. My shipping things cost like 10 cents per package. If you get those bubble mailers, it costs $1 per. It's going to add up. But yeah, you can either set up a pickup to where you leave your package in a mailbox, or if you live in a good neighborhood, you leave it outside of your door. I couldn't do that. And you have your mailman pick it up for you. They take it to the post office. If you buy your label on eBay, you'll see that option. Or you can go to the post office and just drop it in the little blue box. You just drop it in there. It's really not that complicated. Don't be scared. It's all good. Next, we're going to segue into what you can do without a car. This is really, you're sitting on your desk like I am right now, and you're able to buy stuff and then sell it out and make money. But first, let me take a quick break. All right, I'm back. Just the 2 lines. So, how this worked for me was I was reselling from the thrift stores. I was making a decent amount. I couldn't go every single day because I was going with my mom. I was like 15. But I was for one day, I was doing pretty good. And then eventually I stumbled upon the secret that would end up making me 6+ figures. So I had this one niche, and I can't go too far into it because then people, it's like, oh, well, go here, and they're trying to cancel me there, and they're very, liberal over there. And I don't like dealing with them. I truthfully don't like dealing with them because they're obsessed with stuff like cancel culture. Okay, but one day you'll hear. One day you'll find out. And just for proof, I actually have this saved from one of my other videos, and there you go. So, what happened was there was this one specific niche I keyed in on, and it was something I knew from my childhood. Right, so I already knew the community because I used to make YouTube videos for this niche. Right, when I was very young. Unfortunately, the channel got deleted because I was embarrassed, like a little secatil. But there's one niche here, and then I started looking into ways, well, how can I get more of this inventory? Because I would like to actually sell this, full time. That would be cool. Then I'll also be able to get items I wanted when I was a little kid. So, looked into it. And then I realized, I came upon arbitrage. Online arbitrage. Now, if you know what arbitrage is, to be honest, I don't know if I'm using the word right, but if I'm not, then this is a new definition of the word, because I said so. Basically, you're buying stuff from other countries and then importing to the United States and selling it to the United States audience because you can sell it for more here. And also Facebook Marketplace. So I had 3 inventory sources. One is eBay UK. So we got to do to get this. And what you do is you find the niche you want, and then you look around the world and see if you can get it for cheaper from a different country. Preferably not China, because it's probably fake if it's from there. But so for this niche, I found the UK, Japan, and the United States. And I found a source in the United States. So in the UK, you look up the niche, right? Look up whatever it is, and you look at the listings to see how much it sells for. If you realize a big price gap, because some items are exclusive to some regions. So for some regions, things are going to be really cheap, and other regions can be really expensive. So, like, for example, eBay UK. You look there, see if there's a big price gap. If there is, what we want to do is set up a UK to US forwarder. So, basically, and I used to use my US, but they kind of shafted me last time I tried using it, so I'm probably going to switch. You go onto forwarding website, you give your information, whatever, and they'll give you a UK mailbox. And basically, you get packages to this UK mailbox, and once you get a certain amount of packages in there, or you can do it at any time, but you want to stack up a certain amount of packages, because if you don't, then it's going to cost a lot to ship. So, for example, if you get one package to the UK forwarder, and you ship it to here, United States, it's going to cost you like $40. But if you get pile up like 10, depending on the size, obviously, it's going to be like $120. And per package, that's a lot cheaper. That's a manageable price. So you want to set up your forwarder, then just ship your packages over there. Then once you culminate them, you ship it to the United States. And that's a very simple way of doing arbitrage. It's very easy. Okay? You just have to not be a retard. And then for Japan, you want to use a service called Buwee, buwee.jp, and do the same thing as a forwarder, but you don't have to set up an address because they give it to you. They have their own warehouse, and I don't know how they do it, but you don't have to have a certain address. And you buy it from Mercari Japan, Rakuten, Yahoo Japan auctions. You buy it from there, and then they're going to ship it automatically to the warehouse. It's like you buy it through the thing. Meanwhile, with eBay UK, you have to set up the account and you have to put in your UK address. You don't have to do all that on Buwee. It's very simple. So again, but the part that stays the same is getting it to stacking up the packages and then shipping it to yourself. Yeah. And depending on what you sell, it could actually be a very cost-effective thing. Because in my niche, sometimes the shipping costs can get pretty high. And when I say high, like $300 to $400. But if you're selling like smaller things, like for example, you find I don't know, Japanese Batman action figures. I highly doubt there's any over there, but Batman you can, like, say a figure's like $20. I mean, for $300, you could ship thousands of figures. That's gonna be good money. Then obviously you can get shipped smaller boxes, which aren't gonna cost that much, with a bunch of figures in it, right? And then there's also Facebook Marketplace. So what you do here, and this is very sneaky. Okay, you can also follow Facebook's terms of service. I don't know what their terms of service are in this regard, but listen to it, whatever it is. No. This is really cool. So basically what you do is you want to save searches, because it searches by URL on Facebook Marketplace. What you want to do is put your zip code in certain places, and I don't exactly remember where I put them, but I did this. I spent time doing this. And you put 500-mile radius, because that's the max on a pin. 500-mile radius. Then you set those pins up for different searches. You have like 6 or 7 searches at the end of it, and you'll be able to search the entire United States, essentially. And you'll be able to search for your niche. Then what you could do is you can ask these people to ship the items. And there's going to be a lot of times where they won't. But there'll be some time. Oh, God, I need to sneeze, bro. Oh, God. Stuck. Anyways, there's going to be a lot of times where they won't, but there will be times that they will. And those times that they will be massive wins, because really, depending on the niche, because some niches you're not really going to be able to do this, but in some niches, you're going to have people who just don't know what they're selling, and they'll sell it to you for real cheap. And sometimes you can even say, hey, I'll pay a bit extra to get it shipped to me, because for whatever reason. You're like, oh, wow, extra money. But you're still, like, quadrupling your money. Right? So, those are the 3 inventory sources you can go for arbitrage. If you can find a supplier in any of the locations, that would be amazing. Although that's a bit difficult to do. But if you can do that, I personally haven't done it. If I did that, oh my God. Sunshine and rainbows, but I haven't been able to do it. And it's very simple. That's all it is. Right, just buy from one location, eBay UK, buy Japan, Facebook Marketplace. You bring it to you and you sell it. So that's why I said it's important to listen to the eBay section, because you learn how to list, you learn how to research over there. And of course, because what this turned into for me is making my own website. I made my own website and I marketed it. And that's how I made 6 figures. I made it through the website. But you can do the same thing through eBay, honestly. Because on eBay, because I sold things for cheaper on my website, it probably would be, in terms of gross revenue, it would probably be more than what I have now. But in terms of profit, it probably would be less. So I'm happy I did the website. Plus branding, of course. Now, I'll bring together some loose ends. So some people are like, well, it's really wrong to resell from thrift stores, because the people that's for poor people. The world is a tough place. No, but seriously, bro, like, okay, bro. Mr. SJW, we don't care. We do not care. We don't care at all. I mean, yeah, oh my God, that sounds so terrible, but it's the truth, okay? We don't care. First come, first serve. That's how the world is, okay? The reason why the broke people are there, because really, that's what, there's 2 groups of people that say that one broke people, and it's like, well, that's the reason why you're broke. You don't think like someone who wouldn't be broke. Second, that made a lot of sense, I know. Second, let me turn this off. Second, you're a really wealthy person that doesn't understand how it is to not have money. Because that's like, like Bill Gates, that little chicken neck man titty having bastard. He gets on TV, he's like, the economy is doing great. The economy is amazing. The food prices, I haven't really noticed any difference. Like, well, obviously you don't. You don't go to the grocery store. You and your man titties get fueled and fed by, I don't know, some person that buys your groceries. You don't know how much things cost. Your net worth is billions of dollars off funding things that may or may not be bad. Who knows? But yeah, like people like that don't know what's going on, and other people that are just mad because they're broke too and they can't get to things first, they're broke. So we don't care about either sides, to be honest. We're about making money. We're about breaking free from these chains that they want us under. Because, like I said earlier, they want you to be a slave. They want you to have no money. Especially us Christians. They want us to have no money. Because without money, you have no resource, right? No resources means you can't get things done. If you can't get things done, you can't fund a revolution. Okay, you can't have a revolution if you can't get things done, right? And a revolution is really what they fear. People like Bill Gates. Oh, we're just going to use Bill Gates as like a caricature of evil. Because Bill Gates is evil, truthfully. He's an evil little chicken neck. But really, it's a representation of the bigger picture. And I won't get too far into this video because that's going to, stray too much away from the topic. But it's important to realize that you need to make some money, especially if you're a Christian. Now, a lot of Christians could be like, well, that's being greedy. Heathen. You can't make money as a Christian. You're supposed to be broke. And they're like, I'm broke, guys. I'm a Christian and I'm broke. That's not something to be proud of. Okay, the Bible calls us to provide for our families, this, that, and the third. You need to have resources in order to provide. How can you pour from an empty cup? You need to make some money. All right, you know what? And when push comes to shove, if you're broke and they tell you, hey, you got to do this or you can get fired, you're not going to have a choice. Meanwhile, if you're self-sufficient, you could say, hey, take a hike, suck my balls. I don't care. I'm not going to do what you're trying to make me do. But if you need the job or you're going to be homeless on the streets, it's going to be much harder to say no. So this is very important. Okay, because they're going to do things that aren't good. I'm not here to fearmonger, by the way. It's not as some people say, like, well, they're going to kill you and whatever. It's like, well, eventually maybe, but you have time while you don't have time. Okay, don't dilly-dally. But at the same time, it's not like tomorrow, tomorrow, you're going to die. It's not like that. Anyways, if you want further help, check out my Discord, link in the description, website, give me your email so I can sell you stuff. Instagram, follow me and like my posts so I can get, so I have more clout. I don't know why the hell I even call to action that in my videos, but those are my call to actions. Subscribe. See you in the next video.